Flight Centre Search, Compare, Book. The experience of over 3,000 travel specialists comes directly to you, so your next holiday is just a few clicks away. Search thousands of destinations, flights, hotels and car hire. Compare and plan your perfect holiday easily and all online. Have questions? Give us a call 24/7. Flight Centre Search, Compare, Book, visit or call. Check out flightcentre.com.au.
Welcome to this FB Media presentation. I'm Darren Lutton. It's round 9 of the Flight Centre Premier League and we're at Underwood Park for the clash between Rochedale Rovers and North Pine Sports Club. With the latter as congested as it is at the moment, points are at a premium. Let's head straight to the action. Calling the game is Rafe Griffin.
Thanks very much, Darren. Rochedale Rovers coach Scott McNichol looking rather relaxed prior to the start of this one as North Pine go through their final preparations. Let's give you a look at how the two teams line up now. No highlight show this week, so what we're going to do is after the end of this one, we'll go through all the results and tables through the remainder of the league. So stick around after the interviews for that. RV Cohen has the whistle for this one, assisted by Renee Coghill and Brodie May. And it will be the visitors that get us underway in the first half. North Pine having made the long trek down to Underwood Park. And first collect of the evening for the Rochedale keeper, Brandon Cumaneo. Pushed forward there by Mooney. Cut out, played on there for Lincoln. Looks up, spots Jimmy Fairgrieve. Fairgrieve zeroes in on Cumaneo, lobs the keeper, and North Pine have taken an early lead. Andrew Lincoln looked up, spotted Jimmy Fairgrieve, who's beaten the offside trap. Nagata tried to move up to push Fairgrieve offside, but Luke Howe was keeping him onside. And an expert finish here from Jimmy Fairgrieve has given the visitors an early 1-0 lead inside the first 5 minutes. And again they push forward here. This time it's Kubayama. And skies that one over the crossbar. A little bit disorganised in defence so far, the home side. And again another attacking raid here from the Gorillas. Fairgrieve on for Kubayama, controls it with the chest. Kubayama takes a touch there off Davis. And looks like RV Cohen has signalled here for offside. So corner to Rochedale. And that one headed just over the bar from Nagata. Not too far away from finding an equaliser. Rochedale now in much better control here. Davis. And he'll earn himself the free kick there. Lincoln just halting his progress. Now Paul Mooney. Free kick here. Had a similar one against the Ipswich Knights recently. Mooney puts in his free kick. It's missed everyone. Botel Harris has reacted late and couldn't get to it at the far post. And Rochedale have found the equaliser. Well, it's similar to the one that he scored against Ipswich Knights here recently at Underwood Park. Paul Mooney has done it again. It just baffled everyone. And Rochedale back on level terms at the midway part of the first half. Oh, poor ball there, straight to Lincoln. Grant there in the battle for the ball with Fairgrieve. Grant's given away the free kick at the edge of the box and will go into RV Cohen's notebook. I think he's adjudged that left arm into the back there of Jimmy Fairgrieve. Russell over the free kick. Just can't get it to dip in time. This is Grant. Forward for Baird. Fronted by McAvoy. Looks to come out wider. Sargent. Sargent between the two defenders. Takes his opportunity. And Rochedale have hit the fronts. The cross delivered in by Fakeney, it looked like. And Scott Sargent, you can't give him any room at all. He can turn on a 5-cent piece. And Scott Sargent has provided the go-ahead goal here for Rochedale. 10 minutes prior to the half-time break. This is Grant continuing on his run. Played in again, almost there by Cheshire. Out wider again for Fakeney. Fakeney, another cross in, and a similar result to the second goal. Fakeney provides the assist this time for Darryl Grant, and Rochedale head out to a 2-goal buffer. So Ryan Fakeney from wide out in the left once more, and this time he's linked up with Darryl Grant. So Rochedale take a 2-goal lead into the second half. Davis here attempting to round Lincoln. On towards the back post. Fakeney out to chase it. Goes himself instead of the player that was looking to provide him the option, and what a good choice it was in the end, because Michael Baird has scored the home side's fourth. Fakeney, his third assist on the night now. And just headed home there by Michael Baird, nodding it on. And Rochedale out to a 3-goal lead after North Pine had the better of the earlier exchanges. It's going all the Rovers' way at the moment, but Kubayama looking to have a say in that. Fairgrieve back on again here for Kubayama. Kubayama! Oh, just narrowly wide. Would have put his side back in the contest. Cullerton. Back for Esdale. Forward for Fairgrieve. Fairgrieve able to beat Mooney. Fairgrieve onto the back post. Good save from Cumineo. Now Christensen. So Fairgrieve able to evade poor Mooney there. Cuts it back. Alistair Russell. And Cumineo there in time. He had a defender with him there as well to also make sure of things. Now down the right wing come Rochedale. The substitute, Cameron. Here's Fakeney again. Couldn't get on the score sheet himself this time. Saved by Botel Harris. Ball manages to stay in. Cameron. Onto the back post. That one's gone too far. That'll be kept in again. Once again, the ball in the mixer. And Shizuno heads over the bar. That would have been the nail in the coffin. Baird. Davis. For Shizuno. Back for Davis again. Shizuno! And at the back post waiting is Lewis Cameron. And that'll pretty much be it. Rochedale have a 4-goal lead midway through the second term. Shizuno played through the channel there and manages to squeeze his pass, low pass on there for Lewis Cameron, who's basically unmarked. Just had to compose himself, line up the target, and that's exactly what he's done. And with 20 minutes to play, it looks like another 3 points here for Rochedale. They're not done yet. Davies now. Oh, Cameron almost had his second and as many minutes. Free kick here to North Pine. Played away there by Mooney. Second opportunity here. Claims of handball. Harvey Cohen waves that away. They're going to go immediately on the counter here, Rovers. Now it's Cheshire. Back for Shizuno, and he's on the score sheet now as well. So with just over 10 minutes to play, it's becoming a bit of a romp here for Rochedale. Let's see if we can pick up the handball. Look to be straight into the arm there of Howell rather than him playing it out deliberately. And Seiji Shizuno puts that one away. Rochedale 6-1 up now over the bottom place side, North Pine. Botel Harris stranded on his line there. Just not being able to be effective with the ball at the moment, North Pine. Shizuno goes himself. Botel Harris gets down to his left and makes sure of it. Cullerton on for Christensen. Christensen now inside the box. Puts one high here. And that one has gone wide as well from Kubayama. So moving into the dying moments here, Cameron. On for Greg Cheshire. That's goal number 7. So Rochedale with 7 goals this evening and 7 individual goal scorers. Greg Cheshire just inside the box. Puts it across Jared Botel Harris. We'll get a good look at it on here from the in-goal replay. And Rochedale now 7-1 up. Perhaps a consolation here for the Gorillas. That's full time. A comprehensive victory here to Rochedale Rovers. Paul Mooney, Scott Sargent, Daryl Grant, Michael Baird, Lewis Cameron, Seiji Shizuno and Greg Cheshire make up the 7 goals. Jimmy Fairgrieve with the one for North Pine.
Our flight centre player of the match tonight, well, he only lasted about 60 minutes, but it was a very influential 60 minutes. Scott Sargent, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Easy night, well, I wouldn't say an easy night, but it was a convincing win for you guys.
Yeah, it was very important. It was I suppose, probably not the start we were after, but in the end we got the result and we got a few goals, so I think, get that momentum going and looking forward to next week. So,
well, congratulations, you've won $100 from Flight Centre.
thank you very much. Thank you, Football Brisbane and Flight Centre.
Coach Wayne Heath isn't here tonight because he's just yesterday had his 2nd child. Congratulations to him and his family. I believe Grace is his daughter's name.
Oh, really? Yeah, first I heard. It's a nice name.
So we've got Captain Chris in his place. Chris, tough night for you guys at the office.
Yeah, really tough, to be honest. Like, we've had a troublesome week. A few, like, the Resi's coaches left and a few of the players have bailed, so it's a tough night, but it's not the end of the world, That's football. It's always next week, so can turn that around, I'm sure.
You've had 2 wins so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
How's the whole experience been throughout the club?
It's just really tough, to be honest. Like, the skill level of these BPL players is pretty extreme, and stepping up from Cap 1 last year, it was a big step for a lot of the squad. But, we're learning a lot of things along the way. It's good for the Resis, the 18s, and the 16s are doing really well, so we gave the whole team an opportunity to get North Pine's name out there in a way. So, yeah, it's been a good year, but it's tough.
Scott, comfortable win in the end for you tonight?
Yeah, it was. The boys did quite well and we set out to get some goals tonight, and that was what we did, getting 7 goals, individual goal scorers as well, which was good, get 7 different people on the sheet. But we started off slow, so it was quite disappointing to concede a goal. Whether it was onside or offside, it was still a hard one to take because we started really well last week. So that was the thing we tried to emphasise in the change room before we went out. But yeah, can't be disappointed winning 7-1.
A clean sweep in the club championship, and with the ladder so tight at the moment, the 3 points must be vital to position yourself at this point in the season.
Yeah, 3 points is huge, and obviously the club championship, we want to finish as high up as that as we can. That takes us to 3rd now at the ladder, so we can be 4th tomorrow, I think, if one of the teams win tomorrow. So we're happy to be in the top 4 and we want to stay there, but still rude chances with the drawing with Ipswich and with Power. Those 4 points have really hurt us, I think, because we'd be equal second with Mitchie if we'd picked them up. So we're happy to be in the 4, but if I just had to look at the table then, I think between 3rd and 8th or 9th is 2 points. So 1 loss 1 week and you're back out of it again. So we've got a tough 2 weeks after this. We've got the Cup next week, then we've got Holland Park and Mitchie in the next 2 games as well. So we know we've got a tough run, and then we start the second round with Lions first up. So we've got 3 hard games to play now to stay in that top 4. So we'll see how we go.
When you consider the slow start that you had to the season, what's changed to get the guys in the groove?
I don't think much has changed. We played Lions first off. They were a good side, so we lost to them. Then we lost away at Capalaba, but Capalaba are taking points off a lot of teams so far. They're beating East 2-0, and take nothing away from Capalaba, they were better than us on the night. They were very good, so that there were 3 points that we didn't deserve to get. So apart from that, we've got in, but the 2 games that have really hurt us, I think, have been the 2 draws, especially the Power one, conceding in the 90th minute, or 91st minute, I think it was, when they scored. So, but as I said, we're just happy to be in the 4. It's very close. It's a good comp this year. Everyone can beat everyone, and results are showing that.
So let's take you through all the results from around the grounds in the Flight Centre Premier League. Logan back to winning ways against Peninsula Power. Mitchelton in a tight one against Albany Creek. As we've just seen, Rochedale comprehensive over North Pine. Capalaba continued to defy the critics. Lions were easy winners against Ipswich Knights, while Holland Park squeezed past UQFC. So that means Lions still lead the way, a 4-point buffer over Mitchelton. Holland Park in 3rd and Rochedale in 4th, but just 5 points separate 3rd through 10th. The Flight Centre Premier League Club Championship table, North Pine still remain on bottom place, but UQFC have moved into the relegation zone with quite a buffer from them up to Holland Park Hawks in 10th place. Capital One and Centenary Stormers recorded their first win of the season, and in the process inflicted the second successive loss on Taringa. North Star defeated Bayside. Brisbane Knights were 3-0 winners against Mount Gravatt. Southside Eagles defeated Wolves. South United over Pine Rivers, while Moggle and Grange Thistle was postponed due to lighting issues. So South lead the way on top of the table from Bayside and Taringa. North Star are in 4th place. Capital 2, Annerley and Brisbane Force fought out a 3-all draw. Oxley got it done away from home. Acacia Ridge defeated the Gap. Redcliffe PCYC were 2-1 winners against Lakes Creek. Western Spirit 3-0 against Pine Hills, while Park Ridge defeated Ipswich City by 5-1. So the Gap and Acacia Ridge locked at top of the table on 19 points, with Western Spirit also on 19 points. Oxley United close behind in 4th. Capital 3, Clairvaux defeated Newmarket. Toowong were 2-1 winners against Maroondah. Westside 2-0 winners at home against Bard and Latrobe. Tarragindi were 1-0 winners against Jimboomba. Virginia got by Ridge Hills, while Narangba defeated AC Carina. So that means that Virginia United are still top of the table, just a 1-point break on Toowong. Tarragindi Tigers and Clairvaux in 3rd and 4th. Capital League 4, and that's not a misprint. Caboolture were 20-0 winners against Greenbank. Deception Bay were winners at home, so too were Logan Metro. Bethania defeated Logan City Kings. Sanford were big winners against Kangaroo Point Rovers, so too were St George Willawong over Brighton Bulldogs. Springfield had the bye. So on to the table, and Bethania lead the way, but Caboolture and St George Willawong still undefeated and with games in hand. Deception Bay in 4th. The Mount Franklin Women's Premier League, East gave Mitchelton their first loss of the season. A high-scoring affair where Olympic prevailed over Capalaba. Peninsula were 2-0 winners away from home. Logan defeated Pine Hills. Toowong picked up their first point of the season in a 1-all draw against UQFC, while Annerley defeated South. So Peninsula moved to the top of the table. Logan in 2nd, with Mitchelton dropping to 3rd. Annerley in 4th with a game in hand, and they can move to the top of the table with a defeat against Capalaba in their catch-up match next week. Speaking of next week on FBTV, our feature game is round 10 from the Flight Centre Premier League. It's UQFC hosting Lions FC. On the weekly highlight show, it's Mount Franklin Women's Premier League, that round 8 catch-up match when Capalaba host Annerley. Also Capital League 1, the round 3 catch-up match with Grange Thistle up against Pine Rivers. And also FC 11 Super Youth League highlights, the round 6 encounters in the under 14s and under 15s between Eastern Suburbs and Rochedale.
Brisbane.